Hi, friends. Um, I was so busy getting ready for our moving on celebration today that I completely forgot to do our read aloud this morning. Do you believe that? Last day of the year, and I'm so here we go. Our last read aloud. That's why I didn't say good morning because guess what? It's not morning anymore. It's the afternoon. Good afternoon, friends. It's Tuesday. It's our last day of school. Um, I really loved being your teacher, and I loved doing these read alouds with you. And I hope at some time soon we'll be able to see each other again. Let's get started with our 5 deep breaths. Ready? Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last one. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let's see, we have 2 songs left. What's this one? 5 Little Ducks. Let's see, what was this one? 5 Green and Speckled Frogs. Should we sing them both? We can. That might take a while, but it's okay. Let's start with 5 Little Ducks. Ready? 5 little ducks went out one day over the hills and far away. Mother Duck said, quack, 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 quack. But only 4 little ducks came back. 4 little ducks went out one day over the hills and far away. Mother Duck said, quack, 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 quack. But only 3 little ducks came back. 3 little ducks went out one day over the hills and far away. Mother Duck said, quack, 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 quack. But only 2 little ducks came back. 2 little ducks went out one day over the hills and far away. Mother Duck said, quack, 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 quack. But only 1 little duck came back. 1 little duck went out one day over the hills and far away. Mother Duck said, quack, 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 quack. But none of her 5 little ducks came back. No little ducks went out one day over the hills and far away. Mother Duck said, quack, 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 quack. And all of her 5 little ducks came back. All right, friends, should we sing 5 Green and Speckled Frogs too? Why not? Go wild. This is the last day of school. All right, friends, show me your 5 frogs and your log. Ready? 5 green and speckled frogs sat on a hollow log, eating the most delicious bugs. Yum, yum. One jumped into the pool, where it was nice and cool. Now there are 4 green speckled frogs. Ribbit, ribbit. 4 green and speckled frogs sat on a hollow log, eating the most delicious bugs. Yum, yum. One jumped into the pool, where it was nice and cool. Now there are 3 green speckled frogs. Ribbit, ribbit. Friends, it's the last day of school. I don't remember where we were. 3 green and speckled frogs sat on a hollow log, eating the most delicious bugs. Yum, yum. One jumped into the pool, where it was nice and cool. Now there are 2 green speckled frogs. Ribbit, ribbit. 2 green and speckled frogs sat on a hollow log, eating the most delicious bugs. Yum, yum. One jumped into the pool, where it was nice and cool. Now there is 1 green speckled frog. Ribbit, ribbit. 1 green and speckled frog sat on a hollow log, eating the most delicious bugs. Yum, yum. She jumped into the pool, where it was nice and cool. Now there are no green speckled frogs. And we finished all of our songs on our sticks. All right, so my friends, today, for our last day of school, I have a book that, you know what, this book was my book when I was little, when I was a little kid. And it's called Henry's Awful Mistake by Robert Quackenbush. You can see when you look at the cover. I think this is Henry. He's looking at something on the ground. Does anybody know what that is on the ground? It's an ant. So let's find out what Henry's awful mistake is. Oh, look at all those ants. Oh my goodness. The day Henry the Duck asked his friend Clara over for supper, he found an ant in the kitchen. Henry was worried that Clara would see the ant. She might think his house was not clean. The ant had to go. Henry reached for a can of ant spray, but he didn't want to spray near the food that he was cooking. So he chased the ant with a frying pan. Henry ran around the kitchen chasing after the ant. But the ant got away and hid behind the stove. Henry took the food he was cooking off the stove. Then he shut off the flame and pulled the stove away from the wall. He saw the ant. The ant saw Henry and ran into a small crack in the wall. Henry went and got a hammer. Friends, what do you think he's going to do with that hammer? Henry pounded a big hole in the wall where the crack was. Yikes. But he couldn't find the ant, so he kept on pounding. The hole got bigger and bigger. At last, Henry saw the ant sitting on a pipe inside the wall. Can you guys see that ant? Henry aimed the hammer at the ant and missed. The blow of the hammer broke the pipe. Friends, do you know what's inside pipes? Water. Uh-oh. Ready for this next page? It's kind of silly. Water came shooting out of the pipe, and Henry couldn't stop it. Henry grabbed a towel. He tied it around the pipe, and the water stopped shooting out. But Henry hadn't stopped the water soon enough. It had sprayed all over the kitchen. Everything was soaking wet, except for Clara's supper. Thank goodness. Phew. Henry began mopping up the puddles of water. All at once, he slipped and banged against the kitchen table. Everything came crashing down. Henry was covered with pots and pans and food. The supper was ruined. There was nothing Henry could do now but call Clara and tell her not to come. While Henry was talking on the telephone, the towel came loose from the pipe. The water came shooting out and flooded the whole house. Henry was carried right out the front door by the flood. There was no going back. Poor Henry's house was washed away by the flood. He saved what he could and moved into a new house. Are you guys noticing what I'm noticing? Do you see who's behind Henry? When Henry was settled in his new house, he once again asked Clara over for supper. Just as he went to the door to let Clara in, he saw an ant. Friends, what's your prediction? What do you think Henry's going to do this time? Do you think he's going to bang up his whole house again? Do you think he's going to do something different? Let's see. He looked the other way. He saw an ant and he looked the other way. And you know what, friends? I actually had this question myself. I thought, the author's name is Robert Quackenbush. And I was like, is that his real name? Because he wrote a story about a duck. Is that his real name? And here it says, about the author. Some time ago, Robert Quackenbush received a letter from a young reader who was puzzled by his name. Are you really a duck? The letter writer asked. Mr. Quackenbush decided right then and there to write stories about a disaster-prone duck named Henry. So because his name was Quackenbush, that's why he decided to write stories about a duck. It's so silly. All right, friends. Thanks for reading with me. It's been so fun to read with you all of this time when we've been at home. I love you and I miss you, and I'll see you next time.